Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of GCA, which is Geekster Cousins Anime. And this series, we're going to be discussing Corpse Princess. I almost want to do it backwards. Princess Corpse. I don't know why, but we're watching the anime Princess Corpse, and it's a series that's going to be going through the first season, and we're totally stoked about watch this. I think the first episode, which we're just going to be discussing in this particular podcast, we're only going to be discussing the first episode, and then we'll talk about the second one in the next episode because I think this season has what I think 9, 10 episodes. I think right.
Uh, I'm actually not sure. I really did not pay attention to that far
Okay,
because,
yeah, I
you know
forgot
what? I
too. I was like, crap. I was like,
I
oh,
can't.
was that right? I was like, am I just like pulling this out of my butt? So I don't know.
Well, let's see. Well, let's see. You got 13
Oh, it's close, close.
13 episodes for
Yeah.
season one.
Yep.
So,
S-
hey, close enough, right?
Right, close enough. I mean, if it was horseshoes, I would be dead ringer maybe, but hey, but yeah, we're stoked. I think the first episode was pretty good. We're gonna be discussing this kind of from the beginning to end. So, spoiler alert right now. We're gonna be discussing key points in this. If you haven't seen it, I apologize, but this is your warning. So don't get upset. um, so like I said, this is our warning. And I'm going to be showing some of the pictures going through. I won't be explaining this throughout the second episode. But just give you kind of preface that I'm going to be showing the pictures of the characters as we talk to them in the order that we talk about them, and when we see them. So if you're watching the video, if not, we'll try to get some kind of description as well as we discuss the characters, and we're also going to try to get some background on the characters and some of the English translation of the names, which we found a couple that were actually pretty interesting, which is kind of describes how certain characters act. And it's going to be a fun ride, and I think this series is going to be fun as all get out. What do you think, Cuz?
Oh, dude, I'm excited. Episode one just in my opinion, I had a hard time getting into it at the very beginning because of the way it started. But as it progressed and you learned more about what was going on, oh, dude, yeah, it had me hooked in. It fish hooked my cheek and it just drug my eyes all the way in. I was like, yeah.
Right. So
So,
I guess we'll kind of go into it now. So as some of you know, I'm Happy Mary Gamer. I forgot to introduce ourselves, especially with the audio. I'm Happy Mary Gamer, aka HMG, which I go by, and then my lovely cousin is
Darth Low 79, D Low.
D'Lo. Gosh, wasn't that a rapper? But anyway, like I said, my brain goes in here. But yeah, so yes, we're Geisha cousins. So let's get on with the episode. So, like you said, the very first part of when the episode starts, it goes from this kid wakes up in the middle of the night, and you see him and actually sleeping with like 4 or 5 other kids, right? I want to say they're mid teenagers, maybe, right? Like
I
15, 16,
I'd
maybe.
say I'd say some of them were maybe
Mm-hmm.
under the age of 10, like younger children. And
True.
then like because if I remember right, Ori in this is still in high school.
Which is the main
And
character, which we're actually discussing right now, who wakes up.
yes,
Yep.
and he's actually 16, I think, if I remember right.
Really? I know. Oh, that's right. I think so. Yes. Well, as we go, let's kind of move on. I guess trying to say how old he is because that's going to be discussed probably around I think the mid part of this. So right now as I said, it's an orphanage. Just give a preface. It's an orphanage. Reason why and they're all grouped up in a room and they're sleeping and he's the one who wakes up with that black cat. Right? Isn't
Yeah,
that a black cat?
he starts hearing a voice from just out of nowhere.
Right, and that's when there's a black cat that comes out actually in to the room. It's kind of weird. It kind of phases through the glass, and it's pretty cool. It's
Oh,
one of the coolest things in the very beginning part, at least, because it's kind of boring seeing everybody sleep and he just wakes up. But I think that's what for me draws me a little bit in at that point when you see, okay, something's crazy gonna happen with this. It's the cat's gonna have a big um part in this, or it's just gonna be like kind of like the Cheshire Cat in the Wonderland, in Wonderland,
kind
right?
of
Not
like,
Wonderland,
yeah, kind of,
yeah,
yeah,
Constant Wonderland.
yeah, kind of like more of an influencer.
Right, right. So something's kind of cool. Something's gonna happen here. And as he wakes up, he kind of goes to the orphanage. And this is the orphanage, so he kind of walks to the catwalk. I guess it's catwalk. I guess because it's a cat, but it kind of goes to a catwalk. And he goes into this room. And he's kind of
Temple.
the
It's
temple.
actually part of the temple.
That's right, temple. Thanks. I couldn't think what that was called. Like it's like the hallway, whatever. But it's out. It's out in the open. I forget what they're called.
Yes.
But yeah,
And,
as he go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, he walks into this room, and it's part of a temple. And
Mhm.
yes, a temple. There are actual monks at this place, but not any particular monks you would actually think of. Like, okay, well, we're just we're sitting here. We're honestly, I don't know what exactly it is a monk does. I'm pretty sure they sit there and think of everything they can think of. They meditate and everything else, but not these particular monks.
And yeah, you'll soon find out here soon. In the next few scenes, we quickly get abrupted with as Ori's like we're talking about Ori's walking down the hallways. But he goes to the room. All of a sudden, he sees a what?
Dead girl in a school uniform.
Yes, which is already eerie enough. And the girl is slashed all the not slashed, but her skin. You see a
Yeah,
bunch of
dude, it looks
slash
like,
marks.
yeah, like she's been cut apart,
Mm-hmm.
but not like in a sense of where you're seeing like flesh or anything on the inside. It's more like it's burnt, healed scars almost, kind of like almost like a burning look, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
yeah, it does. It was kind of like a heated, serrated knife or like a butcher's blade, right? A butcher's hacksaw thing, wherever the big fat, long
A
thing like
chef's knife.
chef's knife. Thanks. I was thinking butcher because the cutting down cows and whatever, slice them.
Oh yeah.
Butcher's knife. But yeah, it's kind of like it's like it was heated at the end, and they're just all over her body. It was crazy looking. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then all you see Ori, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ori, walks in there and is like, oh my gosh, what happened? There's a girl here. And then
But he's not actually freaking out to the point of actual freaking out. He's like calm and cool and collected.
right.
It's like, what is this going on?
Dude, if I saw a dead corpse on the ground, I'm like, I'm walking out. I didn't do this. I'm not gonna get blamed for this. It's like, or I might be calling 911. There's a girl here. She's like, I don't know. I think she's half awake, half, asleep. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that would freak me out, man. I wouldn't know what to do. But like you said, he walks in there just calm and collective. I was like, okay, this isn't right. Then all of a sudden, it's like okay, well, obviously he's seen something like this before. He has experience in it, maybe already. But okay. So and then all of a sudden he tries to goes to her, right, and then he like
He checks her.
yeah, he checks her, and
Yeah.
it's see if she's alive. Kind of I think checks. I can't remember. I think he checks her pulse, right, or trying to sees
Well, I think the part that I remember is that whenever he ended up touching her, he was like, "She's cold."
right,
Like she was ice cold. Like
right,
there was no life in that body.
right, and
And oh, okay, yeah, that was definitely creepy right there. I mean, yeah, it's like, okay, you just touched a dead body. And he didn't even flinch. He just goes, she's just cold.
yeah,
She's dead.
right.
And then he doesn't really freak out. He just, I mean, he does in a certain way, but not in a way to where, like, I don't know, he didn't go off screeching and yelling, going, "Oh my God!" I
Right.
mean,
Yeah, I know. Totally, I'll be doing that for sure. But yeah, then all of a sudden, I think so. He tries it like he's trying to make sure she's okay, and then all of a sudden, this part, I think he heard somebody coming through the door, and he runs behind another like a wall or something, right? I can't think. I don't know what it was, but it was like a wall he was behind. And then here it comes in. Um, the character names are, let's see here,
Okay, the girl is Makina
Makina.
Hashimuro.
Yep.
Wow, Hashimura,
Mhm. Which is the girl who is actually on
and
the floor, almost a
yes,
corpse.
and then you have Kisei Tagami,
Yeah, Takumi.
who is the oh, he's a Buddhist priest, and I think he just became the head of that temple or something like that.
I'm not for sure because when they open up and we'll get more of the dialogue what they say, but I think he's a head monk, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who else was it that ended up walking in? We might as well introduce the people that are all walking in.
It was Shuji who walked in.
Uh, yeah, Isaki Suji. Yeah, Suji Isaki. I
Mhm.
don't know how they do that.
I,
Who was the other one?
it was Shirai.
Shirai or Shirei?
Shirei. I think it's Shirei. Sorry.
Shirei.
Yep.
Okay. And of
Okay.
course, you can't forget the black cat. I mean, which
Mhm.
kind of disappeared into nothingness all of a sudden.
Well, actually, yeah, all of a sudden, but yeah, when they walked in, the black cat walk is like right next to Ori in behind the wall with them. He's kind of
Yeah,
hiding, and she's kind of and I don't know if it's a female cat or a male cat. I can't tell, but I think we'll probably figure out later, or it could be just something else, complete like a spiritual animal. I think like it's gonna be like some kind of spiritual animal. I believe that's
that's
my
cool.
thought. Um,
I I don't.
yep.
I think it's gonna
So
be. Yes, it's spiritual animal. I think it's got something to do between the spirit realm and the human realm, but at the same time, I think it's more like that cat's gonna be influencing things going on. I have no idea what it's gonna end up doing, but I think it's gonna try to push people to end up doing things like, hey, kind of like, well, why don't you come with me? What's going on over here? I mean, it's like it's an intimidator almost.
right. It is. It is. But I don't. I hope we find more stuff. But as the cat's kind of talking to him about the girl because he's you're gonna be more interested in him. You're going to be more almost infatuated with this girl. You're gonna come to get to her, know her better. Basically, there's like it's something's gonna happen huge down the future episodes. Probably maybe 4 or 5 episodes in. Who knows? But as they're talking and they're behind the wall. Um, as we said, the four people going that are showing in the scene is Shuji, Kisei, um, Shirei, I forget how to pronounce that, and then Makina, who is still on the floor. So during this scene here, they're talking to each other. It's like, Kisei, you did it too much, or you're banged up pretty hard, basically. And then we can forget her, and he said, well, she's not an object, basically. And then we kind of find out that Kisei is a guardian. He's referred to as a guardian during this as well. Which I don't know what this is all about yet, but I guess a guardian. I guess he maybe protects. Of course, as the name guardian means, he's protecting people or protecting something. Doesn't mean maybe people or like maybe a certain type of say shikabane. So that's my idea right now. What he is. He's just guarding. His role as a guardian is of course guarding whatever he's trying to guard. And then Shuji, I think, is below him. He's I think he might be he's like Kisei's head monk, and then Shuji is probably like the one below him, of course, right? And then we have uh, Shirai, whatever, however you pronounce his name. I apologize. Um, he is actually the head monk from. Oh no, he's a monk from the head temple, I believe, right, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
So
And then,
go ahead.
I mean, they're all discussing what's going on and
Mhm.
everything else. And then they end up saying something. Well, she did finish her last job, didn't she? Or what? Or did it get away? No, I think she finished her last job. The way they were discussing that.
Yeah, yeah, and she's just laying there. So now, of course, Kisei, he's all beat up as well. He's limping. He's on Shuji, I believe, and he's just, oh, I gotta save her, I gotta do something, and Shuji just, oh, just leave her alone, and that's when Kisei says, oh, she's not an object, I gotta save her, and he goes over there, and what he does to save her is basically he holds her like like
Like gives her
warm,
a foundation.
yes, and she just automatically just she gets and she wakes up, she's just Kisei, and then that's pretty much it. And it kind of goes into the next, uh, almost not the next day. This is the goes to the next scene where they're eating breakfast with the other kids in the orphanage, and that's when we find
A
out.
year later,
Right,
literally a year
a
later.
year later. Right, so they're figuring out. Okay, so they're sitting there praying as Kisei, of course, he's just sitting there, acting like he's praying, and then as all the kids are bowing down at the table, and they all have food in front of them, as he's acts like he's praying, he actually steals all the kids' food, or some
Yeah,
piece of
did
food.
he go after three different kids' plates and he took one off of each one? He goes, "Eh, "Oh man, I wish I remember exactly what he said. Uh, something about sharing." And
Yeah, it's someone sharing them. You're stealing our food, or we're sharing this, blah blah blah. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. It's like, that's right, kids, speak up. You don't belittle me a jerk. I don't care. So but yeah,
oh, and then what's that lady that came walking over? They ended up
the
telling all the
the
kids.
director, yeah, the director of the
Okay,
temple,
yeah,
which we don't know the name yet at all. It's never discussed, but she's a director. So that is gonna that yeah, we'll see what happens to her too in the future. But she comes over and like smacks him, knocks him out, and then there's, oh, after this we're gonna just split Kisei's food amongst everybody, so he gets no food. Oh man. But yeah, so that's pretty much that scene, and then it's when comes in and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna be moving out." And then that's pretty much that endless scene,
yeah. Okay, so that would mean he would be around probably 15 years old at the time in the beginning of the show,
right? And the
and then
director's
now he's 16.
right, and the
Yeah, because
director,
the director ends up saying that too, isn't it?
I
He's
think
16
so.
years old. He's wanting to get out. I mean, because oh, I have to say this because this is discussed right after that food scene. Is Kisei? Oh, he was wishing he wouldn't go, but he was like, "Well, you grew up here too." So it's like you find out that the monk, the head one, turned around and he grew up in the same place as Ori and the rest of those kids. So he has an attachment to this place, like a for real attachment.
Right, and also something we did not mention in the first scene. We find out whenever he's Ori's hiding and Kisei's trying to save Mikane, um, Makina, in that scene. We find
Machina.
Makina, yeah, Makina is Makina. That's Kisei is actually his brother in the orphanage.
Oh
Now,
yeah, that's right.
that's something we did not mention. So supposedly there's some kind of relationship. I don't know if it's because they're all orphans. So I don't know if it's a real brother or if it's gonna be, like he took over them because their last names are only one letter off from each other.
Right.
Hagami and the Tagami, I believe, right? Yeah, I think
Kagami and Tagami.
yeah, Kagami Tagami. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just,
So yeah, so that's the reason that's they're not related, but I think he took him under his um, wing, basically. So
yeah, he
we
grew up with them like a big brother. Yeah, he's like a big brother. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
yeah, kind of yeah. So they in that scene they figure out that, well, during that too. One funny thing is that when as you see Ori enter the scene, he's actually holding this box. If we don't know what's in the box, of course, he's just, oh, I'm moving, blah blah blah. Today's the day I'm moving out tonight, and we'll talk to my friends, and I'm gonna ask them at school to help me out moving. Then all of a sudden he trips, and all these perfume magazines come out of the box. And there's
Yeah,
like,
always a
go ahead.
adult situated magazines.
Pervy magazines. So he's over there, and he just dropped the box, and all of like 30 or 40 of them gets fall out, and then Keith says, "Oh, what you
His
got there, Ori?"
and he's got a big old just grin, and Ori's eyes is like, what in the, what did you end up? It's like, those aren't mine. Like, he freaks completely out. Like, okay, seeing the dead girl didn't freak him out, but seeing those magazines, he
Yeah.
went like full blown. I mean, the way they turned around and drew him going out of
Right.
like out of control on it, was just like, okay, you know how some of those animes end up having where you got the cool characters, then out of nowhere they're just like completely like, oh my god,
Like
what
blood
word am
coming out
I?
of the nose, eyes, they just boom.
Yes, yes, exactly. That
Yep.
is him right then
Yep.
and there.
Yep. And come find out, Keisei is actually singing this to him under Ori's name. It's like, come on, Keisei. He's like, he really find out he's stealing kids' food, and he's also sending these perfect magazines to another kid. Like, what? Where do you draw the line, monk? How are you the head monk? But yes, that was hilarious. I thought it was one of the funny scenes. And then we go
But
into the next scene. Oh, did you have anything else you want to talk about that?
oh, dude, I just that okay. I just have to say, I love it about anime
Hmm.
because you have the ones that are just, yeah, okay, that's cool, but then you got the ones where it's like, yeah, it's action. It's got, okay, well, that's kind of weird, and then it's also got, yo, don't forget, we are pervy.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want?
I don't know. I
It's
don't.
got
I
the
don't.
creepy dude. It's got creepy dudes in it. Let's just put it. It's always every single one of them always has that one creepy dude, whether he's a monk or some. Normally it's a monk
Mhm. This is
or
always
some
like
kind of,
supposed to be innocent person, right? But they're like opposite of that.
yeah.
Yep. It's hilarious. I love anime. It's just it lightens things up, to be honest. But yeah. So we actually go to the next scene, and we're at let's see, the high school, I believe.
Yes, and he's sitting
No, oh,
there.
I take that back. Nope, we're not actually. We are
Are we not?
actually no. We are actually. I think we did this a little backwards, possibly. I believe. Let's see. Oh, yep. So okay. So after that, we were introduced them, and actually, there's another scene here we didn't actually discuss. I think we skipped, or it might be after this one. I can't remember. Um, no, okay. So we actually skipped it. So it goes into like after Kisei revives Makina, and then it goes right into another scene where we're introduced to a serial killer, where police just rampage through the this apartment, and he find this weird kind of whacked out dude. To be honest, he's kind of weird, but
Oh,
um
Hagino.
Hagino, yes, Hagino. He kind of looks off, anyways. He's an interesting character in the beginning, just when you see him, like he's just kind of like I don't know. He's just
He looks okay. He looks like a gothed out emo.
yes, basically kind of like a vampire goth out emo almost. Because you can kind of see there's like blood, I think, on the side of his mouth. I think I can't remember, but he's kind
Yeah,
of like off, like way off.
oh
And
yeah, I mean, he turned around and he ended up, as soon as those cops came inside, he turned around and was like, "I'm immortal."
yeah, I know you can't do anything to me. And then we find out he murders these innocent girls. Like what? And that's the reason why the police are rummaging his place. He's sitting there just chilling. The police come rummaging, and then come find out the reason why they're in there is because he murdered all these women, these girls. Just it's crazy. And the reason why he did is because they disobeyed him.
They didn't follow his rules,
Yes, I'm like,
right?
yeah. So it's like, it's like, I mean, why? Well, I mean, it's like, what did they do? I don't think I mean, it even it's also. I don't think it actually went through fully. I think kind of like skimmed over the surface of, oh yeah, they disobeyed me. But I don't remember
Yeah,
going into much detail on that. Um,
I don't know. That dude, we might end up having to rewatch it just because of the fact, just to rewatch it,
yeah,
and then discuss it again going into episode 2 on the next one. So we
yeah,
might get more informed.
yeah, it's true. So kind of see how that piece works. But even with as they're the police are confronting them, they kind of get loud with each other, and then all of a sudden he just jumps out the window, and you hear, and
Oh
then
yeah.
it jumps out the balcony. It's like a high rise, tower, the apartment. And then he just jumps out the back balcony, and just you hear, and he hits a car, and that's it. And seeing that's when they actually go the um into the monk doing the prayer, and he's stealing the kids food, and learning
Okay,
that,
yeah, yeah, that's
Ori,
right. That's
yeah,
right.
Ori actually goes in and he says he's leaving, blah blah blah. But yeah, um and after that,
And
he go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that, since we got caught up on that,
Hmm.
the scene after the scene.
The scene after the scene that we forgot.
Dude, I completely forgot about that.
I
Thank you
did
so
too.
much.
You're welcome. I'm trying to remember this as we go, like, try, because I have some notes, of course, but I can't believe forget that. That's a big pivotal small scene, but it's a big pivotal scene that happens later on.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, well, did we even explain uh what they are at all? What? Because I mean, did we explain what Machina is yet? I don't even remember if we.
not yet. It will. I guess we can. I mean, we could right now, but it kind of
Because that
explains it in
actually
the
happened
end.
towards the end. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
yeah, because we'll lead up to that. So after the scene of after we find out Ori is moving out of the orphanage, and we find out Kisei is one, a jerk, stealing kids' foods, and also he's a little pervy. Ori goes to the school and talks to his friends, trying to, ask him, "Hey, I'm moving out. Come, can you help me?" And they're just like most people who don't want to help people move. They're trying. Oh, I got this. I got something else that came up. Oh, I had something that just came up, and they're like running out the classroom.
Oh yeah, because
Um,
they didn't want to do anything.
mhm. It's just like real life. No one else want to help anybody move. But yeah, so that kind of happens, and I don't know. That's kind of jerky, I have people do that to me before. It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I kind of feel for this guy, because moving all this
Right.
stuff out by himself. It's like, man, those are jerk kids, man. So as the kids are running out away from Ori, he he runs out the classroom. They're in the classroom. They're the kids running out. He's running after him out of the door. Then he runs into a girl named Inihiku
In it in yeah, Inuhiko Mizuki.
Mizuki. What does that mean?
Let's see. Okay, well, I, oh wow.
Is that what that means? Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, well, no, hold on, my God.
That's good. So as you say that, because the reason what I'm going into, because so
Oh, here
Ori
we go. Okay,
calls.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm caught up. Sorry.
Mm,
Mizuki means felicious, omen, or auspicious, and then Mizu is tree, if it's translated correctly, because you can't always trust that stuff.
mm,
And then uh, Mizu
Inu Hiku
Inuhiko
Hiko
means dog.
dog. So this explains, because whenever he runs into her, he says, "Oh hi, Inu Hiku, Inu Hiko." I apologize for butchering that. I hate that, but anywho, she says, "Do you know I don't like being called by my last name or my first name? What was it? Doesn't be like called by her first name. So this is her first
Yeah,
name."
Inuhiku.
I was like, no wonder why she's a dog. Her name's actually dog in English, and it's her first name, and she's a female. Who wouldn't want to be called female dog? I mean, I mean,
He pretty much just walked up to her and was like, "What's up, bitch?" No.
yeah, basically. I mean, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's like no wonder why. But geez, I was like, yeah. And she kind of goes in. They talk about the harem criminal, how he actually survived. They find out they survived. He survived the plunge. So the harem criminal, as they call him, Hinigo, actually survived the fall miraculously. So that's kind of crazy in itself. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm like, if you fall from like a 30, 40 foot high riser, I mean, I'm sorry, it'd be a miracle if you survived it, or have,
Yes.
one bone that's not even broken out of the shattered pieces of all your whole body. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. So
But
as
okay, no, I was gonna go ahead, dude. Go for it.
okay.
Sorry,
Oh no.
I thought I had something in my head, and then all of a sudden it just said you. And so yeah, I lost it. I
You're
lost it. My
hey,
bad.
if he comes back, just blurt it out, man. Um, so
Blurt. No.
as so as they go on past the school scene, they go back. Let's see here. I think they what do they do here? Um, so
Oh, and I want to say I apologize for my hand going up. My focus. Dude,
oh, it's all good, man.
I
Um,
just snorted.
so it goes back to the temple where there is Shuji, um, Makina, and Kisei, and they're actually going about um, talking about what they need to do. Now there's a middle scene that I kind of want to keep on the down low. I'm not going to talk about because it kind of goes into more of how the sections work. It goes to a bar where there's one guy's laying on the couch and then he's kind of talking, looking the news. Well, how come we weren't? And the girl is, I think, a bartender or a waitress. She said, "Why were we talked about? Why were we called in for this?" So it sounds like there's more. Um, so the like there's more temples or I guess sections. They're kind of I guess sectioned off. Each region or section handles different things.
And also, honestly, that right there, actually, we'll be able to actually discuss it a lot better on those people
Mhm.
on episode 2.
Yep. Yep. Because the episode preface that we have seen episode 2, but we're not going to get too much into that side. Just know that these people, way it's set up, even the scene, we still don't know much about them, but they have different sections and they're responsible for their sections, and there's hierarchy as to who handles what. And it's not a written rule, but it's just a known rule, like an unwritten rule, basically.
Kind of like factions.
Yes, factions. Yes,
Fractions?
yeah, fractions.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So, which
I
is
love it, dude.
interesting.
I love it.
I know, right? So, which is interesting enough. Like, okay, so there's more. These aren't the only people who are going to be handling these Shibanakes. Um,
Shikabanes. Shikabanes. Sorry,
Shikabanes.
dude. That's going to drive me nuts. Shikabane, fool.
It's
Shikabane.
actually Shikabane, but I'm not going to get into it. um, uh, so with that, we find out what's up there. Then it goes to the scene of them in the temple. And it's Shuji, um, Mikane, I forget Mikane, Makina. I don't know,
Makina.
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 And then is also and Kisei. They're kind of discussing about the harem criminal and that how they're going to handle it, who's going to do it, and then Makina says, "I'm going to go do it, basically, and I'm going to go get him." Um, which is like, okay, how are you going to do this? I mean, you were just on a year ago, of course, on the floor, you know, basically looking dead, and how are you going to go and just go after the dude? Like, okay, I guess you're special, I don't. I guess you got some kind of powers. I don't know.
Yeah, special. There you go. Gas fingers.
Gosh. Um, and then I guess we're going to find out. Okay, maybe she's really tough. Who knows? And then after that, she pretty much goes and gets ready. And then after the scene, you see her go actually find him in his apartment, basically still, but yet there are more girls around him, a harem of girls, and he's somehow convinced them that he's some kind of vampire. And
Okay, here it is. Uh, Apparently, he has the ability to manipulate. Okay, remember how you in the scene before in the
mhm,
beginning of the show where it showed him biting that girl whenever they walked in when the police walked in.
mhm,
Okay, apparently he has the ability to manipulate the people he bites.
really, that's interesting. So before he, of course, jumped out. He had mildly powers to somehow convince people when he bites them that he's has somewhat control over them. I guess, and over by influencing them. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I mean, yeah, I mean, apparently he can manipulate them into anything that that he wants. And whenever he bites them, it's almost like it's kind of like taking a like if I was to take my fingers and then I'd end up convincing you I had eight of them going right here,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden bite you, and you're gonna believe there's eight of them. That's pretty much how his power is.
Right.
Even though there's only four here, he bites you. Apparently, you're gonna believe whatever he says.
Gotcha. And those of you, I just actually, if you're watching the video, I just put up Inuhiko. I forgot to do that. My bad. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, well, which part? Okay, yeah. She ends up finding him in there, and she's finding out what he's doing to her and everything else. And dude, I was not expecting this. Do you remember what she pulls out? Two of?
Oh yeah.
I actually found two Ingram Mac 11 machine gun pistols, fully automatic. And what is? I mean, she's making sure she's not hitting the girls because the girls are going up and trying to stop her, trying to grab her up, trying to take her out, pretty much.
Hmm.
And then he ends up getting them all away. And he doesn't. What does he do? He turns and goes, "Oh yeah, what you said. Apparently you're not just human either," or something like that.
Hmm.
Wasn't that kind of what he said? Or did I just take that?
No, yeah. Basically, they kind of go off and they kind of go head to toe, and she kind of goes, "I'm a shikabane." Well, aren't you? Or he goes, "I'm a shikabane," or something like that. And then so
No,
I'm
he says,
shikabane.
"I'm a vampire. I
Oh,
am
vampire.
immortal." And
Gotcha.
she's like, "No, you're not a vampire. You are a shikabane." And
Right.
he's just looked at her crazy.
Right.
And he was like, "No, I am immortal. I am a vampire." And it's like, I cannot die. I remember that part because I was like, wow, this dude thinks he's a freaking vampire,
I know he's like out of his
dude.
mind. He's like, what is wrong with this dude? He must be on, I don't know, crazy. I don't know,
but then
something going on.
but then he turns around and then after she gets all those girls away and down and stuff, she pulls out those two Mech 11s. And what does he do? He doesn't look like him anymore. He doesn't look like a gothed out emo.
Mm-mm.
Didn't
No.
he turn it? Didn't he have like bone structured wings come out of his back and his face changed and everything else? And
Yep. Yeah,
is
it's
it,
crazy. Like it's some kind of weird, I won't say angel, but demonic angel bone wings. And I just showed him. You can kind of see in this little small picture. I wish I had a better picture of it, but yeah, he's crazy looking. He looks like he'd do some damage to
and
anybody.
he can fly.
Yeah. So yeah,
He flies up, and
yeah.
it's like,
And he flies up toward Makina and is like, "Oh no!" And he grabs her as she's like, like just doing her automatic pistols.
dude, I love the sound effects, dude. Do it again, please, please.
And yeah, and he picks her up, and then yeah, it was just crazy. And come find out she's a shikabane as well.
A Shikabane, uh, he ah, Shikabane Hime,
Right.
the
Yeah.
kill the she is the dead that kills the dead.
Right.
Yeah, what is that? Okay, well, what was that? What was it that
So
it meant?
so
I remember you. Dead. Shikabane means dead, and then Hime means princess.
right.
So a dead princess.
Yep.
And there's not many of them, right? There's like a few or something like that. The
I
way she was saying it.
I think so. Wait, it was yeah, it was interesting because we're not we just that's the first person because when we thought here Shikabane is it's evil one person, but she's a Shikabane and she's a princess. So as we find that out, I think that's actually after this here in a few after the scene. So what happens is as she's firing, they're dueling each other, they're fighting each other. She's going out of guns, he's going after her with the flying around and doing his thing, and he picks her up. And he just off with her, and along with those other girls too that are already in the apartment, thinking he's a vampire, and they want to be like guess like a vampire. So he picks all them up and he goes out the window. or the room that they're in, and then he, as they're flying through, she's still kind of trying to find him, and he actually drops her from 50, 100 feet up in the air, and he goes. So
It
as that
just hits ground
hits,
hard.
yes, it,
Oh, and that kid. Oh, Ori. Okay, we
yep.
we missed this part. Okay,
Well, this
I'm
actually
going
come
back
up
a
to
couple
it.
scenes. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, well, this is going back. Okay, well, oh yeah, it is coming up to it.
Hmm.
That kid Ori ends up showing back up over at the orphanage, and so he ends up pretty much saying, "Well, they kind of just bounced on me. They're not helping me out." And he shows up with a big wooden cart.
Yep,
I mean, a big wooden cart with all of his stuff in
and going up a hill.
it. Yes, and I mean, you can see he's tired.
Hmm.
And then what? Didn't she land like right in front of him,
I think to
and
the
then
side of the
runs?
field.
Yeah, and then well, I mean, because I remember something to where was it her that landed in the field, or was it uh oh what's his name Hagino that lands in front of him or something?
So it
Or
was actually
no,
her. She. So he drops her, and she falls to the field that he's. So he's going up a, like in the city. He and going up like a, I guess, a dirt or a concrete road going up, and then there's a
like a
field to the
road going
right
up.
or something like that. Yeah, and then he hears the, and then that's when he finds. Oh
But
no, it's the same girl he found before.
but doesn't he freak out and lose control of the cart and he starts
Oh yeah,
going back down the hill?
correct. Yeah, he does. Yep. He just boop,
Yeah,
and there goes this stuff.
and he goes up to her. He runs up to her. It's like it's the same girl.
Yeah.
But then he remembers what his brother did
Hmm.
on going down and grabbing her up and holding her.
Yeah.
Like he held her up to his chest.
Hmm.
And then doesn't it show what she's seeing at the moment or something like that? Showing like
There's a dream, yes. As he's sitting there trying to revive her, just holding her, I guess, kind of in a sense, warming her. I guess I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. In the beginning, they were talking about and so one thing we didn't say either in the very beginning. So Kisei is trying to he's saying he lost the bond with Makina. As he in the very beginning when the Ori finds her in the temple in the room, basically dead. Kisei comes in. He says, "I lost the bond." So I guess in a sense, what they're trying to do, they're trying to create a bond, link a bond with the Shikabane Hime, and the person who's trying to, I guess, revive her. So they're trying to connect somehow, right? I
so
think
he's
that's
like
what.
a
So
foundation for her to find.
yeah, I guess. And while he's reviving her, she has that crazy dream like a devil or a demon is coming after her, and she's behind like this, almost like a skull, or bone cell almost. And there, so there's a demon coming at her, and she's behind this, like this cage in this cage, and he's trying to get in her, and he can't get in. As long as and he almost breaks in, and then she wakes up, and she's in Ori's arms, and then she.
Yeah, I mean, dude, can you imagine ended up sitting there and then turn around and having some dead female after you watched your brother do it? Like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it too. Holding on to a dead chick, and then all of a sudden she just, I mean, and he doesn't he turn around, end up turn around and be like, "You're still cold.
Yeah.
There's no heartbeat."
Yeah. And yeah, and then she asks him, "Are you not scared? Are you not frightened?" Basically, and he ends up responding, "You're talking. You're alive. That's all that matters."
Like,
Basically, that's all that matters to him. And so why would I be scared?
yeah, and then
You're
also he saw her come back what a year ago.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, he wasn't really that surprised that it happened. He watched it happen.
Right. It's
Wow.
yeah. It was just that was crazy. That was a turning point. That's when she gets up, and then you see Kisei come in with his little scooter, not scooter, little scooter. It's whatever. Yeah, those are scooters,
Like a
right?
moped,
A
like a
moped, yeah,
moped.
yeah, moped. Come in, and he picks her up, and they zoom off to find Hagino, the Shibanake version of Hagino. So there's her chan, and then that's when they go in there and find Hagino, up in the top of the roof, and that's when she proclaims that there's you're Shibanake, you're dead, blah blah
Or
blah.
Shikabane.
Sh-
Shikabane.
Shikabane. And
Thank
she's
you.
there, and they're sitting there talking, and they're talking like talking smack to each other. You're Shikabane, and I'm a Shikabane, but I'm a Shikabane. Mikane says, I'm a Shikabane Jaime, which
Hime.
Hime, and means dead princess, which is I think it's a cool name to be honest.
Yeah, that is a
Corpse
pretty cool name.
princess,
Because, I
which
mean, well, the name of the show, Corpse Princess.
right.
Ex- oh, this camera. Sorry.
You're good.
Yes, my hand. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Yeah,
um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
so as I say, that's the reason why I said you see, basically they have this like monologue with each other, like you're bad, I'm good, I have the power to defeat you. Basically, she says like superpowers, see superhuman powers,
Right.
but yet she's dead. But they're both dead. But she's not going to kill humans because and during that conversation with Kisei, they had to have a conversation saying that there you got to be careful. You cannot kill these
You cannot
live
kill the
human.
living.
The living. That's right, the
Yeah,
living.
you can't. Yeah, you cannot kill the living.
And that's when you kind of get this kind of this morale of or morality of what they're trying to do. So she's fighting the dead, but she's not going to fight the living at all. That's something that Kisei, I guess, would be doing. So that we kind of get an idea of what she is, what she's doing, what her purpose is, and what Kisei's purpose is too. Because he's kind of like
Right.
the guardian, going back from the beginning of the story of the intro. He's a guardian. So is he the guardian of the Shibanake?
Shikabane.
Whatever. Yeah, Shikabane. I swear. But yeah, so
You
there's
know what? We could do it like this. He's like, is he
Shikabane.
the guardian of the dude? What's the word? Shikabane.
Shikabane.
Yeah, shake your bonnet. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There's a way
Shik-
for you to remember. Shake your bonnet.
Shikabane. Shikabane. Jaime. Himi. And I think him, and maybe we'll get more into this too in the story, but maybe he's a guardian. Then some other monks are guardians as well, and they have to kind of watch over certain shigabanes, shigaban hami. Is it hime? I'm
Himes.
horrible at this. Himes. Oh my
Sh-
gosh, I'm gonna get this eventually.
Shikabane Hime.
Hime, shikabane hime. So
Dude, do this real quick. Okay, we got to put a funny into this. I know. Trust me. This is just us. This is GC, y'all.
yeah,
Okay, put your arms up.
no, I'm not doing this.
Put your arms up.
I am not. I see you.
Shake your bun.
Shikabane. Um.
See, there you go. There's a way to remember it. Shake your butt. Shake your body. Shake your body.
Oh my god.
Shake it. Shake your body.
Oh man.
Shake your body right. No.
Oh man. But this, I've completely lost my thought. But
Okay,
some,
no,
okay, so
they're
the
on the roof
Guardians.
of that big old building.
Yeah. So
And
yeah.
okay, you got to put this. You got to put this into the scenario. They're on top of the building,
Yep.
and there's a big, huge sign, electrical sign, lights,
Hmm.
everything. I mean, it's straight up just like, hey, they can like that's a sign you cannot miss.
Right. Right. So yeah, they're in the building, and the sign crashes down in front of Ori as he's walking by too. He has no idea what's going on. So they're up there
Yeah,
fighting.
okay. Well, before you get to that part, dude, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I have to cut you off on here.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other, and then whenever he's saying, "Well, I'm more powerful and everything else," like you were saying a while ago,
Hmm.
and then she grabs her weapons up, and what does she do? Runs full charge force
Yeah.
straight to this fool, hits him like straight up. Dude, that's a fullback tackle going on, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you, fool. Like you're mine." Okay, and then yes, Ori's walking along
That's right.
on the
Yeah.
bottom, just happens to be in the same area. I mean, because was he heading to his apartment or was he actually following the direct? I don't remember.
I think at that part that I think he's on the way to his apartment. Actually, I believe. I
And it
don't
just happens to be in this same location
that
going
part.
towards it.
I can't remember because it almost in my mind it feels like he was following her almost, but it was in the same route maybe, or I don't know. He was
Maybe
running.
same
He was running.
direction.
I think right with his stuff. I believe.
No, I don't even think he had his stuff
You know, his
anymore.
stuff. Oh man, I hate that. I don't remember that piece, but I think yeah. And everybody, this is just anime club. Basically, we're kind of just trying to talk about what
Dude,
we've seen.
if you have any comments for us,
Hmm.
put the comments down because we're gonna have a comment section, right?
Oh
Or we
yeah,
have a
yeah,
comment
we are. Yeah, yeah. I'm not disabling
down in the
comments on
bottom.
YouTube. No, no. If
Okay, on the bottom, it's down here. Comments. Oh, sorry, I'm hiding my face. Down here on the bottom, y'all. Comments.
let us
If
know what
we
we got
mess
wrong.
something up, yeah, if we mess something up, correct us.
Yes,
We will read these things
yes, and
and we will turn around and be like, hey, you know what? This person, blah, 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 corrected us.
yep,
Or
most
I,
definitely.
I don't know if we'll go that far. I don't want to give you guys kind of that. No, I'm playing.
I wish you full credit of that. I mean,
I'll
um,
take full credit. No, I'm
I
playing.
think how
No,
about I'll
well,
take full credit that we're wrong, and you can take the good credit. How about that?
yeah, there
That
we
we were
go.
right at some points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
but
But the look on this chick's, I'm sorry, dude. This is my favorite part. This part is what completely sunk me in all the way.
mhm.
I don't know about you. Okay, I mean,
I love this. Is an
you can
awesome
feel
part.
it. I know you can feel it though whenever you think about it. It's like, yeah! Whenever she hits that full
Mhm.
Hagino, and he's already transformed into that bat looking Shikabane looking deal. And before that happened, he already said, I am not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anything.
Mhm.
And whenever she hits him and that full, I mean, dude, this isn't just a small sign. This is a huge sign
Mhm.
and thick. The whole thing starts crumbling down. Man, dude, I hate this camera. Sorry. Sorry, y'all.
Well, at least the
But,
people who are listening to us, you're getting a great description. So come on.
okay. The sign starts crashing down. Oh, what's his name? Ori
Mhm.
looks up and he sees this thing coming down. But as this thing's coming down, she has got this fool. And she pretty much says, the only way to kill a Shikabane is to destroy its brain.
Mhm.
And as she's out, and then she turns and goes, now you're afraid of me. And the look on his face was priceless. And the
Yeah.
look on her, dude, the look on her face looked like she was crazed.
Yeah. It's
Like,
like this
straight
rage
up,
came
like,
over.
like an evil, like,
Yeah.
I hope
Right.
y'all could see that. I had to move my glasses all the way for that one, y'all. That just, I mean,
Mhm.
it was kind of like the Joker's eyes met Batman.
Yeah.
And it just like,
Yeah. And the whole
and
scene. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, I was gonna say, and just both those Mac 11s are pointed right at him. It's like, now you're afraid of me. And it's like, yes!
Yeah.
It's
Come
one
on.
of
Let's
those
go.
moments. Yes, it's like one of those moments you scoot up in your seat like I am right now. Like, yeah!
There's some popcorn. What's gonna happen next?
Oh, dude, no, not even the popcorn. The popcorn would be on the ground or flying in the air. Yeah!
Yeah.
You
Oh
got
my
your
gosh.
drink going this way. You're like, oh, your popcorn's going that way. It's like, yeah! You're trying to reach for it.
In addition, I'm trying to paint the scene. If anybody seen like Devil May Cry, the video game, how you go crazy with guns in certain areas, like
Yes,
it's kind of
yes.
like that. So you're going crazy, jumping everywhere. That's how the whole scene is. It's like they're jumping everywhere. She's firing at him. He's coming at him, at her. I mean, and it's like it's all out nuts. It's just crazy.
Oh yeah, and dude, the way she can move is incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, and their strength that she has too. I mean, she's got some major strength going
Hmm.
on. Inhuman strength.
Yes.
I mean, she's leaping. Like, I'm not talking about like just jumping. She is leaping. I
Hmm.
mean, she is going full on foot, and she's maneuvering her body in the air to be able to match up what he's doing
Yep.
or what it's doing.
Basically, yeah, yeah, right. Not living.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
dude, the way she just looks and starts unloading both of those fully automatic Mac 11s, dude. I mean, you hear. I want to. Okay, the only thing I don't get is you never see her once. reload.
Yeah.
That's another thing I love about this show is like there is a nonstop supply of bullets for these weapons.
Yeah, these it's like these they're the magazines full of like infinite ammo, like it's like crazy.
Yeah. It actually made me wonder if it was actually specially made weapons.
Yeah, you
So
never know.
like we don't know because it never says anything about weapons because normally anything like this there are special weapons in some type of anime.
Mhm.
So I mean I'm wondering are those Mac 11s made or blessed by the priest or specially made by something?
Oh, we might find
I
out.
mean that's a I'm hoping we find out more about the
Yeah.
guns. Maybe they are, or maybe it's just I'm one of those critical people to where I see something, it's like, okay, why did you never reload? How do you have that many bullets? It's like, I'm still loving it, but how? Are
Yeah.
you doing like,
Trying to
okay,
find.
kind of like, okay, like in Resident Evil, dude, how the character on there
Mhm.
firing away, I mean, just fully automatic, and then boom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that would be awesome if
It
they
would
showed
be.
something like that. But I
Yeah.
mean, just it's still an awesome deal. I'm not bagging on it at
Oh
all.
no, it was awesome. And then
But
how the end scene where you see her just going on all in his head, it destroys him. It's flipping crazy.
oh, dude, it just and then when it shows her just kind of standing there and she's got her arms down, but in a certain stance,
Hmm.
and you saw her hair kind of blowing. It's like, dude, you're sexy in a really creepy way. It's just like I've never been into that kind of thing with the dead, but yeah, you move. No,
Oh
sorry,
my
I had
gosh,
to.
you're good. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the whole the whole like fighting sequence. Like it ends up her blasting the dude, in the brain. It was pretty much done. And then after that scene, it goes to Ori arriving at his apartment, and his friends obviously showed up, but they're like all passed out being drunk. I guess I don't know. So I don't. They're all passed out having fun or whatever. He's like, he comes up. I guess you guys have fun.
Well, dude, I
Basically.
think they were actually gonna turn around and throw him a surprise party,
Hmm.
is what I think. But it weren't a couple of the guys supposed to move in with him or something?
I don't remember.
Or
I don't think they
I
went
don't
into
remember
that. I
either.
don't think. And that could have
But
been the
he's
reason why that, like I think you're saying, is like that ride. They said, "No, I'm out." Right.
right. But I also know, okay, one thing that wasn't said that earlier whenever they were talking about him moving out and how he was kind of like, I guess. But anyways, they said he was working two jobs.
Hmm. Right. That's the
So
only day he
two
could have
part-time
off.
jobs. I'm
Yep.
sorry, two part-time jobs.
Because he's still in school.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but then she comes back down after. I mean, yeah, because she got injured too.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't remember what exactly happened for her to get injured, but
Yeah.
probably whenever she got dropped. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was limping. That's right. 'Cause she was still
Yeah,
limping even when she got into the moped of Kise's. She was still limping, and he's, "Are you okay?" And she was just, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm wounded, but I'm good. I'm healing or whatever it was." She
yeah.
said.
And she jumps on the back of this moped
Hmm.
slash scooter slash get me the hell out of here ride.
Yeah, basically. And it's hilarious. Like that after they go back to Ori and he's in his apartment, and he says, "Oh, he finds his friends there like passed out." And then he goes to Makina, Makine. Sorry, I'm horrible. I'm gonna get these
Machina,
names right. Good grief.
Machina.
Machina,
I think
thanks.
it's Machina.
Machina. And it goes just
Yeah,
she's in the shower just chilling, relaxing, and just from the day's work. It's like, okay, it's like she does this every day.
yeah.
End
It's
scene,
I mean,
that's
but
it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but whenever you look at her, whenever she's standing in that shower, it's almost like she's lost in it.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like because if you think about it, she's just standing there, water hitting her, and she's just standing there holding herself like this and just there.
Hmm.
Kind of like I don't know. It's almost like it's a depressing scene
Yeah.
almost because it's like she knows what she is. I mean, I'm wondering if with her being cold the way is she actually feeling the heat from the shower, or is she using that shower to like try to feel something again, or is it to just calm her down, or
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Does she feel anything at
Yeah, I mean,
all?
I know she.
Period.
I mean, well, she feels pain.
Well,
You know that,
yeah, or
but
I
does
mean,
she?
does she feel pain? Because throughout the whole process, she doesn't like, or does she? I can't think she whimpers or
No,
anything like
yeah, she
that.
does. Yeah,
She
she actually,
whimpers.
whenever she's hurt, she feels the pain. She's feeling pain. I just don't
Gotcha.
think. I think I'm wondering if that's the only thing she actually feels is just pain right now, being a
Yeah,
Shikime. I
true.
mean, hey,
Yeah.
that's something to figure out, y'all. If y'all know the answer, don't spoil it for us.
No spoilers,
For
of course.
episode one, yeah, no spoilers for us, okay? Nay, nay.
If you
I
do, we're
will know
deleting the
your name.
comment.
Yeah, nay, nay. We will know your name.
Yep. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's our pretty much end of our first episode. This is basically anime club, kind of like a book club, but we're just gonna share our thoughts, kind of what goes on with the episode. Kind of this format maybe as we start seeing the characters. We'll probably do the whole. If you're watching the video process and you just kind of start seeing the characters kind of appear as we're talking along as the scenes come up, and I'll try to get better at that. And also, the this will be going on podcasts as well, and I'll get more information on that because I'm still trying to set up the podcast piece up, where it'll send the RSS feed to all different platforms. So we'll hold on for that. You will get the audio version, just the audio version. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the ride with us. This is gonna be we're gonna do the first
Hey,
season.
will they be able to see this on our GC page on Facebook,
Don't know. We something we can talk about
or
that.
would it, or would it be more of like a link to go to our GC YouTube channel?
We'll talk about that more. I guess we didn't really haven't talked about that, but what I can say is we do have a Facebook page, Get Your Cousins, and we do post YouTube links to our video to the videos that we make on YouTube, of course. But I don't know if we're going to be putting this on Facebook itself. I'm not sure how Facebook handles some of the stuff. Um, how strict they are, but I know it'll be on YouTube and it will eventually be on Anchor and Spotify. And then Anchor will, of course, create profiles on a lot of the other podcast platforms. So,
And just
Facebook,
to
I'm
be able
not
to
sure yet.
know, and I know he's already had it displayed up, Geekster Cousins Anime. But if you are not remembering exactly the way it was spelled, it's Geekster. And then we're not spelling cousins like normal. We got our own thing, y'all. Cuzins. So
And then,
that,
yep, Geekster
that
Cousins.
is yeah, that is Happy Married Gamer. That sexy man you see right there. And then this perfectly handsome, sublime image is Darthlow79. D-Lo, y'all.
But yep, we are Geekster Cousins, and this is our first episode of Geekster Cousins Anime, and the whole series is gonna be
The
Corpse
Corpse
Princess.
Princess.
Yep.
Well, I had fun, man. I appreciate it. Sorry if I went on a rant every once in a while and
Hey, no, it's
went
it's
off a
great.
little,
But yeah,
a little off subject, but dude, you gotta clear the space sometimes. And dude, y'all, one of these days I am gonna get a different camera with the autofocus a little bit better, so maybe you'll quit seeing me.
high five in
Hey,
the camera.
no, yeah, sorry. It's
It's all
either
good.
blur, it's
It-
blurred until you see the hand. See the hand? You see me now. No.
all right, guys. Hope everybody has a good evening, night, or day. And this is Geisha Cousins Anime first episode, and we are out. Have a good one, everybody.
Peace, y'all.